Is Mehwish from the US.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, I'm asking this on behalf of a sister. So this sister has a husband who has a son with another woman. Now, the husband would like his son and his girlfriend to come visit them. Now, this sister is a little bit hesitant because she doesn't know if it's permissible to host them, knowing that they're in a haram relationship, and she may not even know if the boy is Muslim anymore. So is she allowed to host them? Jazakumullahu khairan.
Wa jazakum. This is an unfortunate situation where a lot of the Muslims, unfortunately, are falling into. That is, legitimizing the haram. I get so many counseling sessions of people who started what they call a love relationship, and they would like to legitimize it by marriage, which is basically halal. However, the parents or one of them may refuse because of what they see as a consequence of such a relationship and of such a marriage. Basically, as Muslims, we are obliged to honor our religion, to honor our Islam, to honor whatever Allah Azza wa Jal commands and prescribes for us. So definitely, we cannot say, oh, he's my son, he's my daughter, and I have to do whatever I can to please them on the account of displeasing Allah. That would be a huge mistake and a grave sin. So if we look at it, if you ask any imam of a masjid, a scholar, even laymen on the street who just practice Islam, not necessarily students of knowledge, people who abide by halal and haram, if you ask them, what's the ruling on endorsing and accepting my son's haram relationship? He wants to get this openly sinful woman who is a non-mahram to me as a father, who is committing fornication, which is one of the major sins, with my son, and he wants us to legitimize this relationship, sit together, eat together, host them, and probably prepare the guest room for them to spend the night. No one in his right mind, let alone in his right Islam, would think that this is permissible. And definitely this is out of the question. And you as a Muslimah must not entertain such a sinful couple in your home, serve them, meet up with them, let alone accept it to be a normal relationship. The notion, may Allah guide him, may Allah guide her. Some would say, may Allah curse them. Might as well. A'udhu billah. How do people reach this low level of Islam and lack of dignity and honor to legitimize and accept such a relationship? This is something that goes beyond me. But when people are blinded by materialistic things, when the munkar, when the evil and vice is so widely spread, people tend to normalize it, accept it, and maybe look the other way, accusing the ones who are on the messenger's path and follow his teachings, accusing them of being extremist or not willing to coexist, as they say. And this is the thin line that separates us Muslims, believers, committed to the Quran and the Sunnah, from those who are not. May Allah guide them. Sumaya from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
So I have a problem. My gums bleed when I'm asleep. Like when I wake up, there's blood in my saliva. So I'm trying to make up my fasts, and I usually go back to sleep after Fajr. And whenever I sometimes wake up from sleep, for a brief moment, so I spit every time I wake up into a tissue, and it became difficult, and I don't know how to handle this.
First of all, whatever happens during sleep, Allah Azza wa Jal forgives it and pardons it. Due to the hadith, the pen of accountability is uplifted from three categories of people. Number one, a person who's asleep until he wakes up. Number two, a child until he reaches the age of puberty. Number three, someone who's insane until he regains his sanity. So whatever happens during your sleep, you're pardoned, and it has no impact on your fasting. When you wake up, if the bleeding is continuing from your gums, you must not swallow it, because the most authentic opinion of scholars, contemporary scholars, is that that would invalidate your fasting. So to the best of your ability, all what you have to do once you wake up is you go and rinse your mouth and move on with life. Most likely it would stop and not continue. But if hypothetically it continues, then try your level best not to swallow it willingly, so that your fast would be intact. Daryl from UK.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So I know the ruling for utensils and like pots and pans, but my question is, can we use the microwaves and ovens that are used by non-Muslim without washing it, or do we need to wash it? Because there's some areas which are visible and involved in the cooking process, but they can't be accessed to be washed. For example, the fan which cooks the food but is blocked off, or like old grease behind this which can't be reached either, or doesn't wash off.
If there is a possibility of contamination, especially in the case of grease melting and falling or mixing or contaminating your food, the answer is no, you cannot use this. But if it is not, if it's just a microwave, and if you put your food, no contamination is going to happen, the fan itself does not emit or transmit any impurities or physical particles that are visible or can be seen, so that we can be certain that there is an impurity that was transferred to my food. In this case, no, there is no need to do such a thing.